William Kentridge was born in 1955 in Johannesburg. He's primarily an artist and a printmaker, but at university he actually studied African politics. So he's also very interested in social and political history, specifically being South African. But then also, of course, now he's looked at the context of world history, which informs a lot of his artworks, but particularly his opera and his theatre productions that have become very famous in the last 10 years. And I always understood it, and that's very clear if you speak to him, that although he's very talented in so many fields, particularly in drawing and in filmmaking and theatre and opera, he's really primarily, he still thinks of himself at the core as a printmaker. He's already 67 years old now, and he's made roughly in the region of 1,700 posters and prints. I've known William since 1989. And already at that time, his works were already appearing at auction, his prints. And then I started a gallery with the Lunetta in 2002. Every year we would be handling at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 of his works. And then our relationship started to become a lot closer, and we got invited to visit his studio, and then we became close.
I met William Kentridge through Warren and our gallery in Johannesburg, and I worked with Warren designing specifically the gallery's catalogues. So I didn't train as a graphic designer, but somehow I landed up in book design, and so for many, many years I did those designs for Warren. And I guess the thing of working with William's work then led to me working with different projects, because I started working in his studio with the furniture and designing furniture and things like that for the studio. And it's been a long relationship. I think that it's been years that I think we've been working together. I was saying to Warren, I think it's 12 years that specifically and closely been working with the Kentridges. Thinking about making a Catalogue Raisonné with William and making it specifically around prints was a conversation that I'd briefly had with William a number of years ago at the studio one Saturday afternoon. I asked Steidl if it would be something that he'd be interested in, and he immediately agreed to the project. So when I flew back home, I suggested to Warren that we speak to William and propose the project. So it was really my desire to come back to Steidl to make another significant project.
It's not really a book about interpretation, it's really a book about stating the facts as they are, relative to the work, but also the circumstances under which they were made. Each volume is intensive, and so we realized that the only way it will be successful is to launch a volume annually.
But I think as we finish this project, it'll reveal itself. And what's so wonderful about Steidl is accommodating the design aspect into the finalization, into an object. And I think even though it's an index and it's an encyclopedia that we are designing, we don't lose the opportunity to make a beautiful book object. So regardless of what it is, we'll have to wait and see. Let's see.